The final score may not tell the full tale of the opening fixture of the season for both Manchester United and Chelsea, but a combination of counter-attacking excellence from the hosts and defensive naivety from the visitors gave Frank Lampard a managerial debut to forget at Old Trafford. For his side's first game of the new season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer set Manchester United up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Big money signings Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire lined up in the back four, with Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay selected as a double pivot in front of them. Anthony Martial was given the chance to play as number 9, with Marcus Rashford and Jesse Lingard supporting from wide. Frank Lampard sent Chelsea out to defend in a 4-4-2 shape, with Mason Mount pushing up to join Tammy Abraham on the top line of the press. Wide midfielders Pedro and Ross Barkley also joined the high press in what at times almost became a 4-2-4 shape. In possession, the Blues reverted into a 4-2-3-1 shape, with Mount as the number 10 in behind Abraham. Mateo Kovacic and Jorginho operated as a double pivot in front of an untested central defensive pairing of Kurt Zouma and Andreas Christensen. United retained their 4-2-3-1 shape out of possession, but matched Chelsea's high press. Andreas Pereira was released to put pressure on the deepest Chelsea midfielder, while Lingard and Rashford were encouraged to show the Chelsea fullbacks wide. When Chelsea built from the back, Jorginho dropped in between the centre-backs to form a back three. This enabled the fullbacks to advance, more dangerously on the right, where Marcus Rashford failed to track Cesar Azpilicueta. The right-back repeatedly overlapped outside Pedro, creating an overload against United left-back Luke Shaw. Mount also created problems for the home team with his forward movement. He was willing to run in behind the back four, particularly between Shaw and Maguire, which enabled his team to keep possession in high areas. With Mount making so many forward runs to effectively join Abraham in a front two, the United back four narrowed off. This gave Barkley and Pedro the freedom to drift from out to in. Neither were closely marked by the United fullbacks, while Pogba and McTominay were slow to engage with attackers they didn't see as their responsibility. Pedro and Barkley were thus able to break lines and receive passes from their supporting midfielders. For large parts of the first half, Chelsea's high press forced United attacking midfielders to drop deep in search of the ball. The Blues' back four and deeper midfielders squeezed up after the front four triggered the press, meaning United couldn't play through the press, and when they went long, the Chelsea centre-backs dealt with United's attacking pace well. Despite this, it was a terrible error from one of the centre-backs that led to United taking the lead against the run of play. Zouma was rash in bringing down Rashford in the area, and the England international made no mistake in beating Kepa from the spot to open his team's account for the season. Taking a one-goal lead into the second half, United were able to play on the counter-attack, and they did so to devastating effect. Their second goal started from McTominay finding Rashford from deep, but with Martial, Lingard and Pereira all breaking forward at pace. Rashford's ball pushed Lingard wide, but he found Pereira, and the young Brazilian curved a superb ball around Zouma for Martial to finish. Within 2 minutes, United had a third. Rashford took up an intelligent position between Azpilicueta and Christensen. The Chelsea right-back should have narrowed off to protect the space, but he failed to do so, and Rashford duly latched on to a pinpoint Pogba pass before calmly slotting past Kepa. Pogba was again involved in the hosts' fourth, playing a 1-2 with Martial before playing in substitute Daniel James to score on his competitive debut for the club. Chelsea continued to dominate possession, with Lampard looking to his bench. Christian Pulisic was introduced for Barkley, while Olivier Giroud replaced Abraham and N'Golo Kanté came on for Jorginho. The Frenchman was given more freedom to advance, given the game situation, but the visitors failed to make a breakthrough and left Old Trafford well beaten. A second half of devastating counter-attacking football contributed to Manchester United ending the opening weekend of the season in second place, behind only neighbours Manchester City on goal difference. A difficult Premier League debut as manager for Frank Lampard ends with Chelsea above only West Ham in 19th. After the game, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was quick to praise his new boys. You can't dream of more or expect more, but then again, we are working on improving as a team and finding a style that suits us. Winning is a habit. We're lucky to go in 1-0 up, but in the second half our nerves settled, our confidence grew. I can see Harry Maguire and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are not fazed by the price tags. They have cool heads on their shoulders. When you're a good player, you fit in straight away. Chelsea boss Frank Lampard was phlegmatic in defeat. 4 mistakes for the goals. We have to be self-critical for that. We controlled the first half hour but made some poor decisions. We should be in the lead at the break. It's easy for them to play at 2-0, 3-0. They have pace, and if you turn over the ball and allow them to run in behind you, they can hurt you. But there are lessons there. You can't make mistakes at this level. But if you look at the game, it's not a 4-0 game.